Welcome to the video. You will see the faction warfare guide if you watch this video in whole. Also, don't forget that there's a giveaway going on. You just have to like the video, leave a comment with your in-game name, and you might just win it. Let's go! So first I'm going to explain where all of the faction content will be done. So it's going to be done on the Royal Continent, that is the South Continent when you open the global map. As you can see, you can tell the difference from the size already. But you can also see the faction outposts, the ones that are colored in the Royal Continent. But once you go up to the Black Zone continent, this is only Black Zone, full loot zone. So there's no faction content that can be done there. I also want to add that in the city of Carlion, in the middle of the map, all Carlion flag people can fight each other and every other faction. In the south you have Breachwatch, on the southeast you have Limhurst, northeast it's Fort Sterling, northwest is Thetford, and southwest it's Smartlock. So this is the whole Royal Continent. Here is where all of the faction content will be done. As I said, there's nothing faction related in the Black Zone. I also want to mention that you need over 100,000 fame to actually participate in faction content. And you do have to flag up, but you need 900 IP or item power to actually join it. If you don't know how to get optimal item power with good gear, then you can go to my channel and view my other video. You also need to flag up, so these are all the locations of the faction commanders. Here is where you come to flag up, and if you want to deflag to go into the Black Zone, you can just click top left of your screen onto your faction flag. It should take around 10 seconds to deflag. So here's the next thing I will teach you. If you open the global map, go top right of your screen where it says no map overlay. Click on that and select faction warfare. The map should turn into different kinds of colors, so as you can see every faction has their own color. So as you can see Thetford is purple, just like the scar my father's belt gave me. Carlin is black, Limhurst is green, Fort Sterling is white, Martlock is blue, and Breachwatch is orange. Now if you zone in, actually maps have 1 to 5 outposts. As you can see Deadwayne has 1, Flimmer has 3, and Lazy Grass has 5. So you need to capture at least half of the outposts in the map to start capturing the whole map. So if you look at Kindlegrass Steppe, you can see that Martlock is invading it and they already have 1 outpost. Now they just need 1 more to start slow capping. It's gonna take 10 minutes to slow cap it with 2 outposts, but if they get all of the outposts in the map, it's only going to take 3 minutes. This bar shows how far the map is into getting captured, so you can maybe run there and stop it. Let me show you the outposts and what they are built off of. So if you look into the middle of the outpost, you will find a circle and the boss is in the middle of it. There are also guards surrounding him, 1 on the west, 1 on the east, 1 on the south, and 1 guard on every single gate into the outpost. So that's a total of 7 guards and 1 boss. The boss has a lot of HP, so you need at least 4 people to do the bosses. So different bosses have different abilities. Also the environment inside the outpost totally changes depending on which faction is holding the outpost. They all have a different interior design, and the bosses are also different, having different abilities and also having different stats. I think the strongest bosses are Fort Sterling, Thetford, and actually Limhurst. The Martlock boss is also pretty nasty because it has so much CC abilities, so he just pushes you out of the outpost and abuses you just like your weird uncle did. The Breachwatch and Carlion bosses are basically bitches standing there taking a hit, you know, so don't worry about them. But also, the circle around the boss does have a meaning. Once you kill all the mobs inside of it and have a connection, meaning you have captured a bordering zone. There's also a repair station on the north side of every outpost. It is double the cost than a usual one in the city, but I mean if you're fighting and want to keep going, then it's a good option for you. I'm also going to explain the zones in here. So as you can see, there are the blue zones that are on the outside of the map. In the blue zones is where usually Swole Benji lives. He likes to go with 8-4 because he knows he's not going to die there. In the blue zone there should be no PvP, so that's just a safer route for new players. You can go there to just farm statics or do outposts. Also if you flag up at the faction commander and then go to content in blue or yellow zone or red zone, you will get faction points and standing as well. Faction standing is what you use to rank up in the faction system to get more points and a bigger bonus. Now the yellow zone, it's in between the blue zone and the red zone, And also it has a little bit of PvP for starters. I mean, it's good if you're new to the game, but I don't recommend doing it unless you actually have nothing to do with your life, like Soul Benji. I mean, I'm not toxic, but you know, I don't like spending 9 hours in the yellow zone just capping outposts and ganking newbies. You know, I'm not the one that should judge him. Maybe he has some kind of a kink or something. I'm first gonna explain who blueberries are. So blueberries are people who are not faction flagged, nor are they just PvP flagged. So blueberries can be killed by PvP flaggers, so the people with red names. But the faction flagged people can't fight the PvP flagged people or blueberries in the yellow zone. You can only fight other faction flagged people. There's really nothing much to do in the yellow zone unless you don't have much silver or fame and you're just a starter. I mean, you can practice also in the yellow zone for new weapons, but don't worry. If you die in the yellow zone, you keep all your gear and you just get downed and respawn at the nearest faction outpost. You will lose 5% durability on all your items, but I mean, it's not that much. Now into the deepest zone of the Royal Continent, it's the red zone. This is going to be the zones that are in the middle of the Royal Continent. So as you can see, there are already people out capturing outposts. For example, there is this Thetford guys just capturing a long timber. So let's keep an eye on that. It should get full capped in 3 minutes. So if you look here, you can see Mardale has been captured by Carillion and they're pushing into Roast Corps. This is known as red zone capping. People do this to achieve most points possible in the red zone. Now let's look into the faction tab. If you press Ctrl and F on your keyboard, you will actually open a faction tab where you can select it from the top right of your screen under the challenges part. As you can see, I've got 21 million points. The Breachwatch enlistment bonus is 104%, my rank bonus is 25%, and the premium bonus is 50% more points. That was the third tab, so if you now press onto the second tab, by dragging your mouse onto these banners, you can see how many points each faction has and how much maps they have captured. By going into the third tab again, you can press details and you can actually see the point bonus to every single city has the least members, and the faction with the smallest point bonus has the most members. You can also see your points in the bottom left, and you can go to the first tab to actually get chest rewards from faction content. As I said earlier, you can see the rank bonus, and this is what you can get with faction standing. On the third tab on the bottom of your screen you can see your ranking up. I don't recommend switching factions often because it will bring your rank back to 0. You can also open the ranking or the stats board, and you can actually switch it to see how many top kills each faction has. So here you can see the people with the most kills in this faction overall time this week or last week. I mean, it's pretty cool to actually look at who's active and who's not. Now on to the most famous faction warfare event, the Bandit. So you can click top right of your screen to go to game setting, press to interface, and here you can actually turn it on that you get Bandit pop notifications even if you're not faction flagged. Bandit timers usually run on the top right of your screen, right where my mouse is pointed at. When it's about to start, there's a timer saying starts in 15 and it's a countdown. Once it reaches 0, it says Bandit ends or ends in, and it says 59, 59. So that's also a countdown. It's gonna go down to 0 and that's when the Bandit ends and all of the factions are gonna get a rank. So the Bandit is actually an event that happens every, I think it was 3 to 7 hours, but I could be wrong. It only happens in the red zone as well. So once it does start, every single red zone turns into a Carillion faction owned area. So the whole middle of the map will be colored black for Carillion. So the point is that you have to go with a group and actually capture the outposts and the map. And at the end of the hour, you should have more maps than the other factions to win Bandit. The more maps you have, the better spot you will get, meaning more points for you and your teammate. I do recommend joining an organized Discord that has been created for bandits or faction warfare, because it is fun if you can actually go out and fight. If you want to do the Bandit, make sure you have enough silver that you can afford to lose your gear set, because it will be hard if you can only go out once and you die mid-Bandit in a fight. Now into the rewards, all of the good things you can buy with faction points. If we head on over to the faction commander, you can see that you can buy beast hearts with 3000 points, you can buy chests with 9000 points, and crests to make Breachwatch cape, and also little birds so you can grow them up. There's also a banner that's a skin. But I mean, I'm not gonna waste money on that. That's a hooker item. I mean, I buy the chest usually. You get a lot of fame and a lot of silver for them. I think that's the best value you can get for faction points. That's how I leveled up all my items to 101. Well, I mean, not all, but most of them, as you can see. All my leather armors. I just still have like 6 armors left to level, but it's fine. So let's open a couple of chests, 37 to be exact, so that's 333,000 points. I just want to show you what you can get from this. So let's click open all and let's see what we get. Now, as I already got a lot of stuff, I decided to put it in the chest, but then realized I'm basically a retard. I tried to move back to the chest, but it said I'm carrying too much weight, so as you can see, I'm trying to ask for help. I'm trying to get the help of the people next to me, but no one wants to help me. You wanna know why? Because they're not in modifiers. Join modifiers today for a good group of people. It's a lot of content. I mean, it's pretty fun, you make silver. I mean, enough of the advertisement. But I was still stuck in this place and I couldn't get anyone to help me. Everyone was just running by, probably laughing at me. I tried to reach out to guild, but no one else could help from there as well. After sitting in the bank for about 5 to 6 minutes, I finally saw someone I recognized next to me. It was one giveaway blade. I asked for his help. I had to quickly grab the whisper button so I could whisper him. I tried to get his attention, almost got it, and he fucking zoned. Well, I hope when you see this video you can come back to the Bridgewatch Bank and help me from the west side. Please, I need help. And he's back. Oh, he saw my message. So he came back to give me 3 oxes actually for 50k I was offering. I mean, what a great guy, right? Only scamming 25k. That's pretty good. So with 333,000 faction points, I actually got 9.3 million fame and around, I think, 2 to 3 million silver. I mean, damn, that's pretty good. I just wanted to say if you enjoyed my video and you really liked it, don't forget to comment your in-game name and like the video to enter the giveaway for a 7-day premium code. You can also subscribe to my channel and go view my other content. You know, if you want to, of course, it's non-mandatory, just like the content in modifiers, that's why you should join.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
Twilight and the beautiful sea, I chose to be happy. You and I, we're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star, I see, a vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive, we're like diamonds in the sky.